Well, everyone, I would say welcome back to another video, but I'm sure there's a lot of people here who are too mature, including myself, to even want to deal with some of this stuff going on. No, I had a great weekend. Finally did a cooking video that a lot of people were asking for, and it was actually a pretty decent Monday. Over the weekend, I had a copyright complaint filed to YouTube against me from Defli, who claimed that I was using their copyrighted material, i.e., or an example, their website, which is on public domain on the website. I also used in one of my videos discussions that were on Discord, even though it was in the general page, not private messages. It was in general page for everybody to see, and they they included that in it, and that I used their logos, which again was on public view for everybody. And for those who are unfamiliar with copyright laws, there is something called fair view, or fair use, which distinctly allows you to use copyrighted material for education and to investigate and to review. You can put a music video up of somebody else if you're doing it the correct way and you are critiquing that video. This is why nobody else has these issues on YouTube when they're critiquing Cardano or legit actual companies. So what is Defly so scared of? So I was warned in a PM by a certain person with that project, and we all know who that is, that he did not want me doing any more videos. So I mentioned that I was not doing any more videos, and I was done with it. I was not going to mention it anymore. I had moved on to other projects, and then in some other projects, discords, several people were talking about their issues with this project, and we were discussing it. And apparently, that got back to them, and now all of a sudden, I had a video flagged and removed from YouTube. So I then contacted YouTube back, counter argued that this was fair use because I was critiquing it, and I'm waiting to hear back from that. So several people wanted me to do a get down, nasty, ugly video, and I said, no, I'm too mature for that. I'll rise above it. I'm not worried about that project. I'm not worried about what's going to go on, and I was over it. And I was strictly doing my cooking videos, and I was doing some other project videos I was working on, and I was leaving this alone. I haven't been on Discord at all today, and all of a sudden, now, two more of my videos from a month ago that project had no problem sharing on their Discord and had no problem with. Now those two get flagged for YouTube. And the issue is you're only allowed 3 strikes for copyright. So they're counting both of those as my second strike. I have counter argued against that also, that it's fair use and that this project had no problem sharing that before. Now all of a sudden they have a problem with it. So hopefully YouTube will listen to me. I have since also removed every single video that has anything to do with Defly. So you will not see, after this video, you will not see anything to do with Defly. You will never hear me mention it again. But since they decided to keep getting dirty and nasty with it, here comes the video. So my first question is, how does anybody get involved in the project? For the people listening to this who might have just got started in this project or thinking about getting started in this project, why would you get involved in a project that is so scared of anybody to critique them? There's been no secret that if anybody questions anything in their Discord, they get booted out. They get blocked. And this has been something that has been mentioned on the Facebook page, which that's going to be getting renamed soon. I'm just trying to figure out what name I want to put it. But that, because I don't want to get in trouble for copyright with them. So that's going to get changed out. And what are they so worried about? Every crypto project, even non-crypto project, gets critiqued on YouTube and on Twitter and on X and everything else. Where are you at with a project that you think you're going to silence every single critic? Their excuse is that that's not helping the project. You correct. It's not helping the project. I don't dispute that. Then fix whatever the problems are. But you can't just keep banning people left and right, left and right, left and right, especially when the only place to get help is on Discord. They don't have anything else. So, that's one of my main issues was you couldn't get help if once you were banned from Discord. You couldn't get updates about anything like that. And, really, are you that childish that, first you're crying to everybody that you're getting fired or you got fired and you're not running the project no more, but yet it's one person who's in this project making all the decisions. And it doesn't matter how I feel anymore because I did a video. Actually, my last video was a positive video on how I felt about this project and the need for this project, speaking to people in the industry. And he's so childish and salty that he flagged that video where technically that video helped this project because people in the industry said that it was needed. But anybody in the industry who'd realize how it's being managed by this childish actor, who would want to touch it? Who would want to invest anything, even a Raspberry Pi, in this project? This project has had issues, and as an admin before or moderator, I was sitting there trying to defend some of the issues and complaints that were had. The biggest thing has been shipping. You had mobile monitors that were supposed to be shipped in July. People never received them. Beacons were supposed to be shipped in July and August. D-Sky stuff was supposed to be shipped in July and August. D-Char stuff was supposed to be. This is all separate orders, separate stuff going on at separate times, and nothing at all got shipped. Then in September, they have and say, yeah, we're the shipping issues, but everything's now in the shipping channel. You'll be getting everything by September 19th. Nothing ever arrived. This is all being shipped from different places, he said, from different shipping channels, different shipping companies. And you telling me all of them got lost? Everything got lost. And then that's his other argument. There's only 10 or 12, 15 things. It doesn't matter. You tell me everything got lost? Everything got lost. So then they offered refunds. And I've always said that is a positive thing when you look at what happened with helium. People couldn't get refunds. So now, when people want to know, hey, I really didn't want a refund, I just want my stuff to be shipped, he wants to give refunds. Well, why? People still wanted some of their product. So everybody got shipping. Everybody's getting refunds. Then he would say, everybody got refunded. And then you found out one or two people never got refunded. Oh, yeah, we're still working on those, but everybody else got refunded. And if you ask about that, you ask about shipping or anything like that after a while, you got booted from the Discord. People want to know if this is a scam. You look at some of these different things that have happened with this project. And hey, is this all 100% proof that this is a scam? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when you start adding all these different things up, you're not seeing all these questions go on with another project. He promised, he told everybody exchange listing was happening. He can't tell you what exchange it was, but then he'd slip and say Binance, to make it sound like it was this big thing. And then it was coming in September, sometime between 19th and 21st or something like that. I can't show that no more because I don't want to get this video flagged. But then when people start complaining, he's like, well, I didn't say exactly what time of day it was that this was going to happen. And it's supposed to happen within 24 hours. Then all of a sudden, the whole thing's pulled because some investors didn't like the fact that there were so many ground stations offline. From what I'm told by other people in the industry is, if it got that close that it's supposed to happen within this day, investors ain't pulling their money out 30 minutes before listing. That has been already done, if it was done. We're supposed to have Aerodrome, we're supposed to be listing the Drodec coin last Monday, but he's blaming that Aerodrome was hacked, which Aerodrome was hacked. That's proof. I mean, there's proof of that online. But they've also said they're back on the full operation. Drodec still ain't listed. Now, they're saying that this is supposed to get listed on the 15th. And look, this could very well be listed on the 15th. I mean, I'm not holding my breath for it, but who knows? They might be getting all these things listed, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a reason why, which is not going to be their fault, out of their control, why this won't be listed. You know, people who know way more about this stuff than I do, this stuff, they're looking into the Mongo feed, before that the SOCAT feed, and somehow they're proving that this data is not going anywhere. It's going to a database. The database can easily be manipulated, and that's what I'm told, and that's what's being mentioned in other discords. Again, I'm not an IT person, so I will say a disclaimer as far as what the databases and all that stuff will do. But that is what's being said in all the other discords. There was a website that came up on how to buy a new ground station for those people, because one of the big hiccups was people couldn't, do their own ground station. They weren't tech savvy enough. So all of a sudden there's a website that comes up where you can buy from China a new ground station. And that website was created 24 hours before it was placed on our website. But this was supposed to be an established company. And then people said, well, we're not going to trust it until somebody gets one in. So luckily, one guy comes on and says, I got a ground station from this company. And then when people start asking for pictures for it, it's silence after that. And now you're not hearing nothing else about that. Then there was a DEX that came up when people were upset that it never hit exchange. There was some weird DEX, and I forget what the hell it was called, and I'm too upset to even go and look up my notes on what it was called. But there was a DEX that was supposed to be used to exchange Defli. And he kept hitting to us before that, and again, that's in the Discord, and we got screenshots of it and stuff like that. So, I don't want to be accused of slander or anything like that. Everything that's in these bullets has happened, and there's screenshots of it in Discord. Even though somebody can go back and delete it stuff, there's screenshots of it. And this stuff was supposed to be on this new DEX thing. And it was supposed to be somewhere, start off at 5 or 6 cents when it was supposed to be on the CEX. And he kept saying there's going to be even more liquidity in it. And so the price should be close. And then it lists for 0.001 on a DEX that was created 24 hours before that, even though it was supposed to be an established one. There's another, this is all just little clues. This isn't 100% saying anything. This is just stuff to pander and think about. When everybody bought hosted DSky stations, those stations, they told us that, you'll be able to contact the owner and you'll be able to see pictures of it and all that stuff like that. And you've got none of that. And I've always argued that you want people to realize this stuff exists. Send them pictures of it. Well, we can't do that because of privacy. Well, why? There's nothing saying you have to put the location in it. When you put the GPS in of where your hosted station's supposed to be, it wasn't even close. My two were in middle of a field somewhere. The other one was in some neighborhood that was so close together, there's no way that it was even at that location. And then when you ask, well, where'd you find these hosts from? Oh, we found them on ham forums. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a ham extra license for going on 8 years now. I'm in way too many ham forums. And I can tell you, and I've even went back and asked around, nobody in these ham forums has heard of DSky or any company looking to give free equipment so that you can look up NOAA satellites, because that's what we were told it was offered. Nobody knows nothing about that. But yet, apparently, they used a forum that was so small that all these big ham people that are retired and don't do nothing but ham stuff, apparently that was on some forum that nobody's ever heard of before, because nobody's ever heard of this program. The ham stations, people never receive DSky stations that purchase DSky stations to host them themselves. For 2-3 months, people have been waiting for that stuff and never arrived. But yet, in July or August or whatever it was, or then I think they started again some that were around the world, in third world countries, people were paying for DSky stations, and supposedly within 3 days' time of you paying for it, it was sent and shipped and set up at somebody's house in 3 days. But yet, and then his argument was, well, we're shipping directly from that manufacturer. Well, that's fine. Then ship directly from the manufacturer to these people who are waiting on stuff, who are burning us in other discords. And they couldn't do that for some reason. There used to be some kind of project CAD, something, whatever like that. And I don't want to say the name of it because, again, I don't want to get flagged for anything. And then for certain DSky stations that it will be in certain areas and stuff like that. And that was never, you don't even hear nothing about that no more. And then we all know about the infamous Can of the Bell thing where they said they started some partnership that was on X. And however, when Can of the Bell was contacted through their public people, they said he never heard of it. Then he gave us a name of a contact. And then when we contacted that person, the name he gave us, which again, I have screenshots of. Now, all of a sudden, that person says he don't know nothing about Defli. And that's when me and him started tearing draws because he was upset because we shouldn't have contacted him. Well, you gave us that guy's information to prove it otherwise. And we're still, and when he says he never heard of us, now you're upset. So in the beginning, we had another guy who was an admin. I don't want to say his name because I don't know where this video is going to go. But a lot of y'all know him. And we kept asking Oreo over and over and over to do an AMA video with us. People asked for it. People wanted to hear from his voice what was the plans for Defly, DSky, all this stuff. What was the future of their company? What were they trying to aim towards? Just so people can hear themselves. What's their plans? What just like a basic AMA video. And he kept giving us excuses. Yeah, I don't have a problem doing it. We need to get it okayed with legal first. And then next week. And then eventually got to the point that I'm not doing an AMA video just to prove people that this isn't a scam or anything like that. We don't have to prove anything. We're going to let the coin go in the exchange prove that kind of stuff. And I said, no, people just want to hear what is this project about. And he refused to do it. And I don't understand what was so wrong with doing an AMA video. What are y'all hiding that y'all can't even dox yourselves? Binance says, Coinbase, all these companies, they'll say in black and white, do not get involved with any kind of project or company that will not dox themselves. And we all know they have refused to dox themselves. In October, there was a drone type of conference in New Orleans. I live 15 minutes from New Orleans. Another admin lives an hour from New Orleans. Another admin lives a few more hours from New Orleans. We had plans to meet him in New Orleans because he wanted to bring us some swag and then, we go out to eat or just meet up and just shoot the bull just to kind of prove, shake each other's hands and that kind of stuff like that. And then when that weekend came, supposedly he was in meetings for 4 days straight. Okay, hey, no problem. You have your meetings during the day. Hey, we'll even come out 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And in New Orleans, the nightlife don't start till 9, 10 o'clock p.m. anyway. Hey, we'll just come meet you for 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night after dinner drinks or something. Just, nope, too busy with meetings. It was his idea to meet. But then he couldn't even meet us. That was a little suspicious. Other than press releases from this company, you cannot find a single shred of third-party evidence that this company exists. You've seen where they've released certain things on medium.com and some guy who for payments will do a release for you on some website or something like that. But other than that, they have all these logos for UPS and whoever else on their website. But you cannot contact them and get a single shred of evidence from anybody that this company exists. And after being for everything that they've been touting for 9 months now, you should be able to find something from somebody saying that they're in a partnership with them or anything. We all know about the team picture that was on the original website, that website don't exist anymore, defly.something. And he makes up some story that they made up a fake team page just to try to lure somebody out for getting false information or something like that. And if anybody, even if you're new, if somebody went into the Discord and asked about that photo or shared that photo, you will automatically boot it from Discord. They were quick to boot anybody they wanted from Discord. Why? What are you so scared of? Just answer the question again. Hey, that was a fake page that we made up for a certain reason, and that's why it doesn't exist no more, and that's why we don't share it no more. Period. But no, boot, boot, boot. So then, the second website that we were all kind of familiar with didn't have a team page. So then now they got a new team page on their new website, and you can't find a single shred of those people existing. The CEO is a former garbage man or garbage processor or something like that. But you can't tell me you're a CEO and don't have a LinkedIn and no shred of Facebook. Anybody. Nobody has nothing. Other than this XYZ.com or whatever it is, that those profiles were made up a day before that new website was released. Come on, man. But I guess nobody hasn't really reverse engineered those photos yet, so we don't know where they've come from. But that, I've told him back in June or July, do not lie to these people. Do not lie to us. Do not lie to anybody, because that's where Helium's downfall started, was when they found out that Helium was lying about partnerships. And it just seems like everything has been a lie. We have a joke that we call him Little Orphan Annie, because everything's tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And it's always an excuse why tomorrow something's going to happen, not today. It's always out of their hands. It's always not their fault. So I'm telling y'all right now, from this point forward, I don't care if Mongo's not going to work no more. I don't care if this new program that's coming is supposed to be, they've come out and said that if you're going to run, they're so upset with Wingbits for some reason. And I spoke to the Wingbit guys. Just like I spoke to the Bit Harvest guys. Those guys don't even talk on the phone and stuff like that. Mr. Defli won't even talk to nobody on the phone. But anyway, if you're running Defli, you cannot run any other project that you could receive compensation for on your own device. Meaning, you can't run Wingbits if you're already running Defli. Wingbits people don't care. You can run whatever you want. But now he's coming out with his own software that people, especially the new users, you can't run that. And what's his excuse? Well, why would we allow that? We brought people to Defli with all of our extensive, advertising, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Y'all didn't do no extensive advertising, but whatever. So I'm not giving them the opportunity to take my stations offline. I'm telling everybody right now, I've already taken 9 or 10 stations offline already, because he did stop some of my rewards on a lot of my miners. Some of them he didn't, because I actually paid for those licenses. I've actually paid for some of my hosted stations, which I'm sure after this video, when he gets upset, if he doesn't try to get this one removed, but there's not a single shred of any kind of copyright on this one. That's why it's so plain Jane looking. But I'm taking every single miner I have off of Defli. I'm not giving them the opportunity for anything. And I am curious to also see how long it takes for my miners to come off of the Defli map that they're going to use to tout and to show this to companies. He's always said that because of the amount of miners we put online between the whole South Louisiana region, that we had companies wanting to use them for a test bed and all this stuff like that. So let's see that today is December 11th. If those miners even come off the map. I am curious to see that. So that is what I've started to do already, and that's what I'm doing. I'm also going into my wallet, just so nobody accuses me of trying to take any kind of rewards. I also go into, as I do those, I go into my Defli wallet, and I clear out, and all you got to do is act like you're creating a new miner in that position. If it's ground station 4, you go in, like you add ground station 4, and it produces all blank information for you to type in. I don't type anything in there, and I put it in there, and it basically clears out whatever's in there now. So y'all do what y'all want to do. I'm telling you, I don't know why anybody at this point, they have fallen off the deep end, whatever you want to call it, and I don't know why anybody would support this. This goes against the spirit of crypto, and this goes against anything with decentralization. When one person's making all these decisions, and because some guy with a crappy YouTube page with YouTube thing with 200 subscribers, you're so scared of the critiques that he has that you're going to remove these videos. So as this video is being made, I'm getting wind from different people who are reporting to me that they're being told, and it's being told in the Discord, that if you're running Wingbits, somehow now they know you're running Vector that Wingbits uses, and now you're getting 0 rewards. So it has started. So, hey, if you think that's the spirit, or you so worried that you're going to become a millionaire and get a Lambo with Defli that you don't want to, take Defli off, hey, that's fine. You do you. I don't want to be involved in this because I can't stand the way it's being ran. It's not whether or not I think, Wingbits isn't even have a coin yet. They're still on schedule for that. And, I'm involved in several other projects, but the fact of the way this is being managed and ran, I don't want anything to do with this project. So y'all decide what y'all want to do. I can tell you, I am going and taking Mongo off every single miner that I still have running Defli. That's including DSky, DACAR, whatever. They won't get another piece of information from me. I'm sorry that this video went so long with the ranting and everything like that. And again, I'm saying that this will be the last time y'all hear that company's name out of my mouth. Y'all will not see any more videos on this. If y'all decide to still go through this, do not ask me for any more information on it. I am 100% against this company at this point. I tried to take the high road. I tried to say I was in support, and they were so scared of any kind of little critique that my little crappy YouTube channel was doing. They're trying to silence any critique, and I don't see why anybody would want to be part of a project like that. So y'all decide what y'all want to do from here. I will continue with the content if I don't get shut down, because the way they're just making these frivolous complaints because there's an image of their website, God forbid, on a video, that I'm stealing copyright. If that's what y'all, if you want to be with that kind of project and this kind of crybaby stuff, y'all do you. I don't want them to do with them no more. So I'm done with it. This is it. Closing out for my chapter on Defli. I will be renaming the Facebook group. I asked a couple people what to name it. I don't know what I want to name it yet, just because once you rename something, it's stuck for 30 days. I don't want it to be too broad out on to different things. I want to try to keep it within the couple of projects we're working on. I don't want to use BitHarvest or Wingbits or anything like that without those guys' permission, because I don't want to have to deal with this again ever in the future. So I don't know what we're going to name it, but I'm going to still try to keep that active as long as people want to remain active in it. So, hey, if my YouTube video if my YouTube channel is still here and YouTube doesn't shut me down, y'all stay tuned for more videos. I'm in the middle of almost finished my hunting video finally, and I'm was finishing up my gumbo video when all this went down. So, I'm just still in disbelief that somebody who's an adult can act this childish and be so threatened by me. So, y'all have a good one. I'm going home, have a nice tall Crown and Diet Coke, and watch some Monday Night Football, eat some leftover gumbo, and go enjoy my time with my family and not be bothered with this childish stuff anymore after this. Y'all have a good one.